What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. In this one, we got some Toronto Blue Jays trade rumors that I want to talk about, as well as some injury updates that could lead to a few roster moves coming soon. Let's get into it. So first thing that I want to talk about is Hanjin Ryu. Obviously, we've been living without Hanjin Ryu for quite some time because last year he went down and had Tommy John surgery, and he literally has been out ever since. But it's looking like the Toronto Blue Jays might not need to be without Hanjin Ryu for that much longer. Just the other day, Hanjin Ryu pitched in a Florida Complex League game, and he went 3 innings for 1 earned run, and apparently his command was looking really good, and his velocity was up at that 87, 88 miles per hour range, which is actually pretty good for Hanjin Ryu. We also had a tweet come out before that Florida Complex League start, which actually had some really great updates. Scott Michael came out and was talking about his velocity, said it was around the 88 miles per hour range, but then he also came out and said that apparently he's in phenomenal shape, down 30 pounds. Barring setbacks, he's probably about a month away from helping the Blue Jays. That is absolutely incredible to hear, folks, and if that's true, that means that this entire time, right, the year that Hanjin Ryu has been off, he's been in the gym. He has been dieting and taking care of his body and getting himself to a place for when he does come back, he can be an impact guy, right? And that would just be so good for these Blue Jays because obviously we've been living in this non-Ryu world for a long period of time, and even though we're getting Alek Manoah back, we really don't know how he's gonna do, and you know, if he does have to go down to that minor leagues again, having that additional guy like a Hanjin Ryu, a veteran presence, come in and be part of this rotation, it would just be beautiful for this team. Staying on the train of starting pitchers, let's talk a little bit about a potential Toronto Blue Jays trade target come deadline. One name that continues to pop up as a potential Blue Jays target is St. Louis Cardinals starting pitcher Jordan Montgomery. Jordan Montgomery is having a phenomenal year down in St. Louis, which is definitely not something that you can say for a lot of those St. Louis players. The guy currently has a 3.28 ERA and has pitched just shy of 100 innings, so he's been an absolute workhorse so far. This article here actually talks about the Toronto Blue Jays acquiring Montgomery, and they say that it would be the best case scenario for Toronto, and if the Cards start a fire sale, the lefty should be the first to go. He's a free agent at season's end, which zaps him of any long-term value in St. Louis and lowers the acquisition cost for contending teams. And that is something that we've continuously talked about on this channel, right, is how much are the Toronto Blue Jays going to be able to actually buy, because we're kind of running out of prospects, you know? That prospect system has been depleted, you know? We've been using it on all of these pitchers and these batters, right, for a few seasons now, so if they can go out and if they can get a guy like Jordan Montgomery, who is on a 1-year deal, who has pitched in the AL East before, which is just phenomenal for us, and if they can do it for a low price, that would be exceptional. And speaking of what the Toronto Blue Jays might be willing to trade off this deadline, that actually brings me to my next point.
Whoa, time for your daily Betway Breather. A quick reminder that the best place to bet is on Betway. Must be 19 years of age or older to play. In collaboration with iGaming Ontario, please bet responsibly. Now, back to the content.
Ben Nicholson-Smith recently tweeted out that it may make sense for the Blue Jays to trade from their 40-man roster this month. As of now, their 40 is full. If/when Chad Green and Hyunjin Ryu return from the IL, they'll bump players from the 40. Plus, any additions would need 40-man spots, or if a prospect like Connor Cook keeps pushing. Now, that tweet right there obviously opens the door for a lot of potential Toronto Blue Jays rumors about who we could potentially be shipping off to make space for other guys. In my opinion, considering the Blue Jays are going to be bringing in 2 pitchers in Chad Green and Hanjin Ryu anyways, if they're looking to trade away from that 40-man, it might make sense to start with a pitcher. If they can find themselves in a conversation with another team where they're potentially looking to trade away a Mitch White and maybe one of our lower bullpen guys for another prospect, or hell, even a Jordan Montgomery type of player, then that would be prime situation. Ultimately, what they don't want to have happen is have Ryu and have Green come back and then have to drop a few guys and just give them up for free. So I think Ben Nicholson-Smith has a great point here that we might see a trade go down with a name that we know in the next few weeks. But guys, let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, go Jays go.